Hey, what's up, family? Got a request from a couple of y'all about why I would vote for somebody like Donald Trump, and so um, just figured I would record the video for you to help you with that, so that because I've had a couple of you ask me, and I know that a lot of you, you're like, man, I just can't understand why you can't see what an evil person he is, and so just wanted to take some time. I'm out here. We're doing a little soccer family outing and stuff. So just wanted to get with you and just let you know. So first thing is, a lot of the information that we have access to comes to us and is filtered by people, and whether or not you believe that these people are honest and are going to give you the actual facts, it's just up to you. But I've told everybody that I can, my family, Kathy and the kids, and I've said, hey, stop listening to the news and start getting your information from God. Get your information directly from God. And I know you say, well, I don't hear God like I can hear the news. Okay, that's true. However, the news that you hear, whether it's CNN, CNCS, or CNBC, CBS, ABC, whoever it is, Fox News, whoever it is that you hear it from, they all have one thing in common. One thing that they're trying to make sure that they do, and that is to inspire you to be afraid and to hate other people. And that's just the truth. Fox wants conservatives to hate liberals and to hate people that would vote for Joe Biden, and CNN and CNBC and all of those other stations, they want to inspire liberals and Democrats to hate Republicans and conservatives. And so they do that. They present the news that they want to present. So a lot of information that you receive, you're not going to receive the true information, right? So for me, long time ago, I did, and I'm telling you, when I say a long time ago, I'm talking about 7-8 months ago, I did a search. I just said, okay, what prophetic voices, people that I know are men and women of God, what prophetic voices are saying that God has told them that he wants Donald Trump to be president? And I pulled that up, and there was hundreds of them. And they were black, they were white, they were Hispanic, they were Asian. They were just all different nationalities. People from Africa, people from China, people from Mexico, people all over the world have heard that God wants Donald Trump to be elected president. So then I did, okay, well, let me see the search, because there's got to be quite a few that are saying God's told them that Joe Biden should be president. So then, how do you know? You gotta figure out which one. When I did the search, there's nobody. There's absolutely no prophetic voices that said God has told them that he wants Joe Biden to be president. None. No prophetic voices. None of them. So the prophetic voices that I went to and I listened to, one is a gentleman named Kim Clement. Kim Clement died in 2015. Donald Trump didn't get elected president until 2016. He didn't even announce that he was going to be president until the end of 2015, which was right before Kim Clement passed away. Back in 2011, 2012, 2007, Kim Clement prophesied, and Trump shall be a trumpet, and Trump shall be a trumpet, and Trump will serve 2 terms. This is back in 2007. This is back in 2010, 2011. Even in 2015, he said, and Trump will be a president. Impeach, impeach, they say, but nay, it shall not happen. So President Trump hadn't been brought up for impeachment in 2015. He hadn't even been elected president in 2015. So these prophecies from Kim Clement that he would be elected president and that they would try to impeach him, but he wouldn't be impeached, I mean, you can't explain it other than he heard from God. All right. And so then there's so many other prophetic voices prior to 2015, in 2015 and 2016, that they said God told them that President Trump would be president. So they heard this 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and they prophesied it. So then on top of that, now we come up to this year's election, and these same people are saying that God has told them he wants Donald Trump to be elected president. And the biggest reason why God wants Donald Trump to be elected president is because of Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. And I encourage you guys to go read it. When you read Proverbs chapter 6, 16, God says, these 6 things I hate, 7 are an abomination. Of those 7 things, none of them is people that are racist, people that promote something bad for a certain race. But what is in there is hands that shed innocent blood. Hands that shed innocent blood. Abortion. Abortion is something that God hates. And because the Democrat Party now supports not only abortion, but if a baby is born after the woman tried to have an abortion, the doctor can kill the baby. And they support that. And God says, I hate that. That is an abomination to me. And so anybody that supports that, God is not for. So when you ask me, how can I do? Then the other thing is, again, the news that you get, right? So who do you get your news from? So obviously, people that want you to think about President Trump as a racist, as a bigot, as a hateful person, they're only going to present certain parts. For instance, Donald Trump says there's good people on both sides at that deal 4 years ago. So they show you that Donald Trump said there's good people on both sides. Then CNN, CNS, CS, CNBC, ABC, all of those stations, they stop. They cut it off right there. See, he said there's good people on both sides. But if you continue, right, a second after that, he says, but I'm not talking about the KKK and white supremacists. Those people should be locked up. They should be put away. They are horrible people. But you don't hear that part. The only part you hear is that he said there's good people on both sides. So there's a lot of things that we don't get told because there's a certain thing that the Democrats and the liberal people want you to hear. Another thing, historically black colleges and universities, which is something that should be important to you. There have been several presidents that had the opportunity where they could put funding for these historically black colleges and universities into the budget. President Trump put it as a line item. For the next 10 years, it cannot be removed. Funding will be paid to historically black colleges and universities. Every president prior to President Trump could have done that. None of them did. So you say he's racist, he's bigoted, but that's what he did. All right. The jail reform, getting people released from prison. Again, you guys don't hear about Joe Biden calling black people a nigger and saying, oh, those niggers got this and those niggers got that. You don't hear that. You're not going to hear that from CNN. You're not going to hear that from MSNBC. You're not going to hear that from ABC. They're not going to show you that news. They're not going to show you what Joe Biden has said. They're not going to show you that Joe Biden said he didn't want to have integration because he didn't want his kids going to school in the jungle with all those black people. You're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear that information because they don't want you to know that Joe Biden is racist. They don't want you to know that Joe Biden is bigoted. They don't want you to know that, right? You're not going to hear about Kamala Harris and how she was adamant about arresting black men and putting them in jail. So you're not going to hear that. The other thing is, you look at Black Lives Matter. And so Black Lives Matter, before they realized that a lot of black people didn't like to find out that they were against the nuclear family. What's the nuclear family? A father, a mother, and children. They were like, we don't want that. We don't believe that. We don't think that's right. We believe that transgender should be protected. We believe that homosexuality, we believe that all of the ungodly styles of marriage is what we promote. That's what we believe in. The founders, two of the three women that founded Black Lives Matters, they have been on interviews saying, well, we're trained Marxists. In case you don't know what Marxist is, so that's just a step below a communist. So they said, we're trained Marxists. We're trained in how to incite riots and create all kinds of evil and destruction. They're trained in that, right? But you don't see that. You don't see that on their websites. And you're not going to get that on the media that you look at, right? Because they don't want you to know. a lot of things that you guys say, hey, this is horrible. But then I look and I go, okay, so you live in Chicago, and right after there's riots because of a white police officer killed a black man, then you have gang members shoot and kill 24 people in a weekend. In a weekend. In a weekend, 24 people. But that's not important. I talked to my son Robert, and he goes, yeah, Dad, but gangs, you expect a gang to kill 24 people. That's what gangs do. Okay, but it doesn't make it right. Because the gang did it doesn't mean that it's right that 24 people got killed because a gang did it. Still wrong. It needs to be stopped. But there's no outcry on that. The outcry is when a white police officer kills a black man. Should there be an outcry? Yes, there should be an outcry. But there should also be an equal outcry, if not a more outcry, that 24 people got killed by a black man. So there's a lot of things that you're not going to get when you look at certain news things, including Fox News. Now, Fox News will report all of the bad stuff that the liberals and the Democrats do, so that then, as a Republican, as a conservative, you can hate the Democrats. But I don't hate you. I don't hate Democrats. I recognize that what we're fighting against is not each other. We are fighting a spiritual battle, which is the whole point. This is a spiritual battle. Why would I vote for somebody like Donald Trump? Number one, God says he wants Donald Trump to be president. God says that. If you will look, if you will go, and if you will research, and if you will pray, and if you will seek God and say, Lord, who do you want? He'll tell you he wants Donald Trump to be president. All right? The other thing is, we fight our battles. We are fighting a spiritual battle. If you read Daniel chapter 9, you see that Daniel prayed and his angel was coming with an answer, but he was held up for 21 days by the angel, by the prince of Persia, that was preventing him to get to Daniel, to give him the answer. The Apostle Paul tells us the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They're not natural weapons. We're not fighting against flesh and blood, against one another. We're fighting spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. We're fighting against principalities and powers, principalities being princes, demon princes that are trying to bring in evil into our world. So when you say, hey, why would you support him? Because I recognize the battle that we're fighting is not about this man or Joe Biden. It's about the devil trying to get his plan and purpose into place in the United States. Right now, Donald Trump represents a resistance to that in the legal realm, so that abortion on demand, so that abortion, where you can kill a baby after it's been born and is breathing, you can kill it and call it an abortion and it's legal. That is an abomination to God. So that's why. That's why I support him. That's why I vote for him. Again, check the news. Go out and search and find out and see. Herschel Walker grew up in Georgia. He says, I know Donald Trump's not racist. There's a Democrat senator that spoke at the Republican National Convention, black man, that says, I know Donald Trump is not a racist. I am purposely voting for Donald Trump. I'm a black man. I'm a senator from Georgia, and I'm voting for Donald Trump because they recognize what the Democrat Party is trying to do. They're trying to bring in socialism into the United States, and we can't have that. Socialism is not good. And so I love you guys. Why, as a man of God, would I vote for Donald Trump? That's why. Because as a man of God, that's who God wants. All right, I love you. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.